Jay-Z might have $1 billion to his name, but Cameron says that don't mean a thing, because no matter how high Jay climbs, they still won't let him sit at the real table. And Camden just throws shade. He drops straight truth bombs. He said the real
we be sitting there hyped over, and another B, and another B, and another B. Ain't enough B's, man. It's not enough to get the Celtics, man.
Money, the real power, it's hidden behind the curtain. That's what he called the game beyond the games. You can win Grammys, stack billions, run every chart and every boardroom, but you can't sit at that elite sports ownership table. You're still just a spectator in your own story. Cam broke it down so raw. People had to pause and replay it. He said, you could take Oprah, Jay-Z, and Kanye, put all their money together, and
when I read this, I was just thinking like, yo, it be games beyond the games, man. And we losing. We losing bad, man. Just sick of it.
They still couldn't buy the Boston Celtics. Let that sink in. 3 culture-shifting billionaires, icons who shaped the world, and yet they still don't hold the keys to that next level of power. That's when Cam said, we're losing out here. Because for him, this isn't just about money. It's about access, control, and who really runs a room. He made it clear this ain't about fame or flexing checks. It's about ownership. He's tired of seeing black moguls stacking millions, but still having no real control over the tables they helped build. Cam gave Jay his flowers. He respected the grind, the transformation from nothing to empire. But then he hit us with that cold truth. Even with all that success, all that money, they still can't buy the Boston Celtics. And that's the part that stings. We celebrate billionaires like trophies, but Cam's asking the real question. What's the point if the system's still locked? If those doors to true ownership stay bolted shut? He didn't hold back either. He called out the whole token conversation. Those flashy deals that look like power but really aren't. He said, games beyond the games, and we ain't even in the arena, let alone on the bench or the back burner. We are losing. Then he brought up Magic Johnson. Let's be real, Magic might have 2%, maybe 6% of the team, but that ain't power. That's participation. The crowd went silent. He said, when you're the majority owner, you call the shots. You don't just show up, smile, and take photos for cameras. Then Cam dropped one of the boldest lines yet. They'll never let someone like me own the Mavericks. But that's where it gets deep, because history says otherwise. Every revolution starts with the one they said could never make it happen. Cam's right. The system's tight. Those doors aren't wide open yet. But it's only a matter of time before someone kicks them clean off the hinges. Jay-Z, LeBron, even Michael Jordan, they've already proven we can get in the building. The next move? Own the whole floor, not just rent the corner. Cam's frustration makes perfect sense. He's speaking from experience, watching billionaires still get told, you can't sit here. That's wild. But here's the danger. It's believing those walls can be broken. Because the second we start doubting ourselves, that's when we stop building. Cam said it plain. We can't get the Celtics. We can't do nothing about it. When are they going to let us play? When are we going to get some of this chicken? And he's right. There are still 0 black majority owners in the NFL. That's when generational wealth slows down. That's when everything we fought for starts to fade. But think about this. 20 years ago, a rapper becoming a billionaire sounded like fantasy. Nobody believed it. Now, there are multiple walking proof that it can be done. That means the blueprint's working, even if the doors ain't all the way unlocked yet. Jay might not own a full team today, but he's planting seeds every single move. He's teaching the next generation how to think like corporations, not celebrities. That mindset alone is what's going to force the system to make space, whether they like it or not. And who's to say the next chapter ain't about creating our own leagues? Imagine Jay-Z or LeBron teaming up with the right tech, the right investors, the right infrastructure. We could build something new, a league where the ownership looks like us, sounds like us, and moves by us. That's the real power move waiting to happen. But Cam didn't stop there. He dug even deeper. He broke down how the system's designed to look fair while keeping the power locked up tight. He said, it's like being invited to the party, but never being allowed to touch the playlist. You can be in the room, You can smile for the photos, but the real decisions, they're happening somewhere else. Every time a black entrepreneur makes it big, they face invisible walls, buyout clauses, secret investor blocks, silent vetoes. They let you climb the ladder, but when you get near the top, they raise the ceiling higher. That line had the internet spinning. Cam wasn't hating on Jay or LeBron. He was exposing the system, because in his eyes, this ain't about individual wins anymore. It's about collective control. He said, if one of us gets through the door, that don't mean the rest of us made it. And that's the part people don't want to admit. But Cam didn't just vent. He challenged. He said the new generation's got to stop thinking in terms of partnerships and sponsorships and start building real infrastructure. No more waiting for approval. No more begging for seats. Build your own table. Own the chairs. Make your own rules. That's how you shape the game. That's how you flip the system. That's how real ownership begins. It was raw, powerful, and honest. Cameron turned what sounded like pure frustration into a full-blown blueprint for independence. His message hit different, so real that social media couldn't stop talking about it. But what really shocked everyone was how many people agreed. The internet lit up instantly, flooded with comments saying Cam just said what everyone's been thinking but too afraid to admit. One comment blew up overnight. It said, Jay got money, but Cam got the truth. That one line went viral. People started digging up old clips of Jay-Z talking about legacy, control, and ownership, lining them up side by side with Cam's words. And it sparked a heavy debate. Has the system actually evolved or just been rebranded to look more inclusive while the real power still sits in the same hands? Cam's energy didn't come from hate. It came from frustration, from watching the same cycles play out over and over. He said, it's not about tearing each other down. It's about waking people up. Then he dropped that line that blew up across TikTok and Twitter. We keep celebrating getting invited to the table when we should be building our own dining room. That quote caught fire. It was reposted, remixed, debated everywhere. Even industry vets started chiming in. Some said Cam was spot on about the illusion of access in the business world, while others called him bitter, claiming he's just mad he's not part of those billion-dollar rooms. But no matter what side you're on, you can't deny one thing. He struck a nerve. And that's what made this moment different. It wasn't just another rant or rap beef. This was about power, perception, and who's really in control when the lights go off. Cam didn't just start conversation. He cracked open a truth that's been buried under the surface for years. After that clip hit, the industry couldn't stay silent. Reporters, podcasters, even retired athletes jumped in, dissecting every word. Some called it the most honest take hip-hop scene all year. Others tried to paint him as bitter, saying he's only stirring the pot because he's not on the billionaire list. But let's be real. Cam didn't sound jealous. He sounded fed up. He said, it's not about me wanting Jay's spot. It's about the truth nobody else wants to say out loud. And that truth, that even with fame, power, and money, there's still a ceiling built to keep certain people from touching real ownership. He wasn't just talking about sports either. He was talking banks, tech media, all of it. He was firing shots at the entire structure. Fans felt that. They started pulling up his old interviews from the Dipset era, showing how he's always been talking about business and power. It's like he's been trying to warn people for years. But this time, the world finally listened. Even LeBron's name started trending after people pointed out how hard it was for him to secure team ownership, despite being one of the most influential athletes on earth. That made Cam's message hit even harder. Now, the big question is, who's going to speak up next? Will Jay respond? Will LeBron or someone else finally break that silence and join the conversation? Because at this point, it's not just a headline. It's a movement. Cam didn't just drop a quote. He lit a fire, and the whole culture's feeling the heat. And that's how it starts. The spark becomes a movement. See, I get what Cam's saying. 100%. But I still believe we're moving in the right direction. The wealth is growing, the mindset's changing, and that independent energy, it's stronger than ever. The system might have been built to keep us out, but let's not forget, we've been breaking barriers since day one. This time, it's bigger than proving a point. It's about rewriting the whole playbook. If we keep building smart, investing right, and stop letting self-doubt creep in will be the ones calling the shots in every room. The next chapter is already being written by people who refuse to play small. This generation isn't just chasing money anymore. We're chasing control, purpose, and legacy, something that echoes long after we're gone. Because let's be real, it's not just about owning a sports team. It's about owning the culture, the companies, the future. It's about planning something so real that nobody can buy it, block it, or take it away. So here's the question. Do you think Jay-Z will ever truly own a major sports team in his lifetime? Or is it time we flip the script completely? Start our own leagues, our own systems, and our own rules. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. And if you're rocking with these real convos, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives, real talk, and untold stories from the culture. See you in the next one.